Yuki and John, patriot of birth.
Okay, we're back. What's that? What the hell is that?
You don't know what that is?
No.
It's from a horror movie, Yuki.
What horror movie?
Friday the 13th, man.
Oh my God!
You don't remember? That's like the most famous sound in horror movie history.
No, I don't remember.
Next to the Exorcist saying "Your mother sucks cocks in hell." There's a, and you know what that is?
No.
It's in the first one. The guy who made the score of Manfredini, he went into a microphone and said "kill her, mommy," but instead of "kill her, mommy," he took just the syllables "ki ma," and he went "ki."
I don't remember.
With like an echo, and that's what they would play in the background of some horror scenes because fucking Betsy Palmer, the mom of Jason Voorhees, Pamela Voorhees, she was sick and hearing Jason say, "Kill her, mommy, kill them, mommy."
I don't remember. I mean, I saw first Friday the 13th. I thought that was hey, it's cool. Then second, third, like oh my God, too many. And when they came out, Jason X. I'm done.
Yuki. Part 6 is really good.
I don't
Jason
remember.
Lives.
Oh, Jason Lives.
It's really good. And part 4 is really good.
Really?
With Corey Feldman. Yeah. Part 5 is interesting too.
Jason Takes Manhattan.
That one's frustrating. Because he's fucking, everybody says this. He's on the boat for fucking most of the movie, and then he's in Manhattan for 3 minutes.
Which one is going to space?
Jason X.
Oh, Jason X?
I kind of like Jason X.
That's crazy.
It's crazy, but that's what's good about it. It's just pure schlock. Sometimes you need something to be high art, but sometimes you need something to be pure schlocky trash.
It's a try. Okay, there's a horror movie. There's a good horror movie. Even in a way, horror movie has to be B movie, not the A horror movie. Like
there's exceptions.
Exorcist is good A horror
That's
movie.
A. Fucking A plus.
Right.
Yeah.
But like Friday the 13th or Halloween, those are good B.
I would say
horror
Halloween's
movie.
an A.
A?
Halloween's the first Halloween is an A.
I say A B movie.
A B movie? A B movie?
B movie plus.
A B plus movie.
B plus movie.
Okay, all right, I'll give you that. But I think Halloween.
No,
Halloween is an important movie because of all the imitators. It invented an industry. It's essentially the slasher movie was invented because Halloween was so fucking successful, and then everybody imitated the formula and then made it stupid.
But the problem is those cheap horror movies. Jump scare, it works only once. But, good horror movie, psychological, psychology, you can see many times.
Oh, yes.
And then, many times it scares you. But those B movies, first time you scared, then next time when it's coming.
Yeah.
So it doesn't surprise or shock you anymore.
Agreed. I think some of the most lasting horror movies, yes, are the ones that use techniques to fuck with your mind more than just going, here's a fucking thing. Like anybody could just jump out from behind a wall and scare somebody. And it's like in the moment you're like, oh yeah, you got me. But the lasting psychological effects of a horror movie are special.
And then it's a shower scene always, naked girl having sex, stab from the underneath in the bed. I mean, it's like a certain things, you just
tropes. They got tropes and stuff. But that's fun. I like when somebody messes with the tropes or has the tropes and then they do something that's different and all that sort of stuff. I mean, there's a formula. Sometimes formula is the best. Sometimes you want the recipe for a meal and you make that meal over and over and over again. You don't get bored of eating it. That's the way I look at a lot of these slashers and horror movies and stuff like that. I think modern horror is trying, some modern horror is trying too hard with that whole elevated thing, right? They want it to be prestigious and this and that. No, let's get trashy, man. Keep it trashy. I want fucking schlock. I want filth. I want nudity. I want gore, excessive violence. I want all of that shit in my horror. But I also, then sometimes a prestigious one will peek through, and it's worthwhile. But everybody attempting to be like intellectual and shit, nobody's smart anymore, Yuki. Let's not be smart. Let's be stupid. And if we're stupid enough, it might transcend into smartness. That's what I think about horror.
But Western horror movie and then Asian horror movie is a little different.
100% different. So I was just in my mind.
Korean is good.
Korean's great. Japanese. I was thinking in my mind when you were talking about psychological. One movie that stuck with me for seriously since I watched it, and I watched it again. Onibaba.
Oh yeah.
That movie is a masterpiece. And you could read it in both ways. It could be supernatural,
right,
or it could be just people are crazy. But either way you read it, it's just as scary.
And then you can see many times, right?
Many times, and notice, holy shit, wait, that. And the way that it's shot in those tall grass and the hut and the masks and the hole and all that stuff. I mean, anybody that hasn't seen
That's like a real A movie. Horror
That's
movie.
an A.
Yeah.
A plus. In fact, William Friedkin was a big fan of that movie, who made The Exorcist, and honestly, that movie stuck with me. Kwaidan is another one that stuck with me.
Kwaidan, yeah.
Kwaidan is a fucking masterpiece as well, but that's also a different kind. Like Onibaba's black and white. Kwaidan is this beautiful color, with these crazy sets. Most of it's done inside of sets and stuff. The set designs and the production design in that movie, the art direction, beautiful.
Amazing, beautiful film. Yeah.
Some of the best ghost stories ever told.
Right.
Those stuck with me.
And those Asian horror is, it's always like a grudge or revenge. Yeah, but the Western is more like a physical, it's like a stabbing
attacks.
Physical attack.
Yeah.
So that's why I think you see once, then you know what's coming next. But, those Asian horror movies, like more psychological, more emotional. So I think you can see many times.
It gets under your skin.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I also, again, I just watched a movie last night that I haven't seen in a very long time called Nightmare City. You ever see Nightmare City?
No.
It's an Italian movie. Mm-hmm. The director apparently is not happy when people call it a zombie movie. It's like nuclear vampires, I guess. I don't know.
Oh my
but
God.
It's the first movie that had fast zombies, essentially, where the zombies were all deteriorating, but they run really fast and they attack and they kill. They also use machine guns and swords and knives.
Oh my God.
But it's the way it's explained is that it's a nuclear radiation that's making people crazy who want to attack other people and kill. It's a fucking good movie.
Is it dubbed or subtitled?
I watched it with subtitles, but you can watch. There is a dub version.
Okay.
I watched it with subtitles because I want to rewatch with dub because apparently there's differences in the movie. There's certain scenes that doesn't have music. There's certain scenes where they reference things that they don't reference in the dubbed one. It's all different.
When this was made?
I think that it was 1983. Let me look. I just
wow, that old?
Yeah.
That's like 40-some years old.
Oh yeah, man. It's let me see exactly what year. Oh no, 1980. Interesting.
Oh.
Directed by Umberto Lenzi, who also did a bunch of other stuff like Cannibal Ferox and Nightmare Beach, which is a really good one.
That
Ghost House.
Sounds so cheap, cheesy horror movie.
Well, it's not because there's a lot of production value. They have airplanes, they have car chases and crashes, they have explosions. The climax of the movie happens at this amusement park and people are falling off the rides and shit. It's fucking good. It really, really surprised me how good it was because when I saw it probably at the end of high school, early college, I liked it and everything, but I just forgot it. And recently I've sort of been on, after we talked about zombies, I've been on sort of a zombie movie kick in the Italian or foreign things because I haven't seen I've seen a lot of them, but I haven't seen all of them. So I checked a couple out. I just watched
there's so many zombie movies.
Yeah, Doctor Butcher MD, but the another
Never even heard.
another title is Zombie Holocaust. That's the same movie.
Oh.
And our friend Ian McCullough is in that movie. He's the guy who starred in Zombie. Remember, he was on The Last Drive-In. He starred in the Fabio Frizzi zombie movie with Lucio Fulci. He was hanging out with us. He was the guy who was doing the magic tricks and stuff at the hotel. Ian McCullough, you don't remember?
That was, I mean, a big shit.
We met him. He's horror royalty, and so he's in Zombie Holocaust, aka Dr. Butcher MD.
Shit,
and that's
I was
another
hanging
cool
out with.
one.
I didn't even know who he was.
Well, you know, you don't pay attention a lot, Yuki. You're in your own little world.
I pretended I knew him, but I had no idea.
I think he's great, and he's a cool guy. And actually, he's emailed me later on a single that he made when he was young. He wrote a song that was like a minor hit.
Oh,
Yeah, he's led a crazy life.
wow.
But yeah, man, there's so many horror movies out there and so many flavors. And
Okay, I have a question. Like, is the Alien horror movie?
I consider the first Alien to absolutely be a horror movie. Absolutely,
Horror sci-fi.
horror
right?
sci-fi, 100%. If that's not a horror movie, then there's no adrenaline in your body and your heart isn't beating. Like, that's one of the most intense, horrific movies you could possibly see when the thing bursts out of the chest and the acid from blood and all.
That was amazing, though, huh? I
Yeah.
mean, when I saw Alien first time, when chest buster. Oh,
Did you see it in the theater?
Oh yes.
You did?
Yeah.
How did people react in the theater for Alien?
Oh my God! So actually, I saw in the screening. I was invited on the screening, and then
What?
I have a original Alien book.
Oh shit! You're kidding me? They invited you for a screening,
Yeah.
and you saw it with a audience that didn't know what the fuck was coming.
Right. I mean, I didn't know what the fuck. I was like, wow, that.
Did people scream during that scene?
Yes. Like,
Really?
when the chest buster coming
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. That's an A. That's an A
That's
movie
an A
for sure.
movie, yeah.
A plus. Oh wow, Yuki, that's cool. You saw Alien in the theater.
Yeah.
That's
It's like a big Cinerama Dome. I saw it.
wow. That's classic. That's so cool.
Well, that's already 45 years ago. I was
yeah.
in Japan, though, of course. But
Yeah, but still, that's so cool. Yeah, I like watching horror movies in the theater, and I like, not all the time, but sometimes when people talk back.
right, that's the fun thing about the first Friday the 13th and the Halloween.
Yeah.
Those people crazy, like, oh, don't
Yeah.
go in the closet.
Yeah.
And then, see, I told you. Those are fun, really with people.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes it's real fun.
Especially the black kids, they talk to the screen. They're
Funny.
fun, yeah.
There was this black woman once. It was better than the movie. She was doing a commentary. I think it was like Halloween H2O or some shit like that. The whole movie.
She was talking?
Like Mystery Science Theater. And I wasn't mad about it because it was funnier and better than the fucking actual movie. The shit that she was saying. Like stuff, something would happen and like somebody would be attacked and then somebody comes to save her. She's like, "Bitch, where you been the whole time?" Stuff like that. Like,
Nobody care?
no, because I didn't really care for Halloween H2O when I first saw it. Years later, I watched it again. It's better than a lot of the other sequels, but I was disappointed then. And while it was happening, it elevated the fucking movie for
Just
sure.
like Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Something like that, yeah, where
Right.
people say things.
Yeah.
And, other times it's not so great when people do that, but every once in a while, you got a
It works.
real winner on your hands. Real winner in the commentary department. Yeah, I love that shit. I like watching horror movies with crowds. Yeah, I told you the story about the Blair Witch on our breakfast episode, and when I was all fucking hopped up
Did you
on
like,
coffee.
what was that? Paranormal Activity?
I saw that in the theater when the hype was
really?
huge, and it disappointed me. But I was impressed at the fact that they made it for so little, and that there were very effective scenes in there. The part where they put the fucking powder on the floor, and then you see the footprints and the whole like shit. I thought that was really a cool sequence, and then the fucking shit's shaking and stuff. But I don't know. It's I don't know. There's better horror movies than that.
Now, okay, those is a slasher movie, horror movie. Horror movie is the same thing.
Horror thriller,
horror
I would say.
thriller.
Yeah.
How about like a Jaws or Alligator?
I would think Jaws is a horror. To me, Jaws is a horror movie.
Not the suspense, action.
Horror, suspense, thriller, action. It's all of it. I mean, how could it not be a horror movie? It's a fucking shark eating people to death and harassing people on the beach and shit and menacing a small town. That's horror.
Is that horror? Not
it's horror.
panic
People
movie?
always want to relabel it, but saying it's not horror because supposedly horror is not prestigious. But fucking Jaws is a goddamn fucking A+ horror movie. Let's be honest.
Really?
Yes, come on. It's a shark that eats people.
Okay, I mean the horror movie to me it's like you have to be some bad guy. People has to be involved.
No, you can have a horror movie with the alien, like Alien. That's a horror movie. That's an alien that's eating people. You fucking
but alien like a human look. It's
the fucking shark looks scary as fuck.
Shark is animal.
There's animal horror movies. Have you ever? There's a lot of animal horror movies. In fact,
like alligator,
crocodile, Day of the Animals, Day of the Triffids, Kingdom of the Spiders, the Earth versus the Spider. You can go on and on. There's a fucking 1,000 horror movies.
Those are horror movies?
Yeah. I mean, maybe they have some
More like
sci-fi elements. I mean, them, right? Them is a horror sci-fi.
Well, Spider versus the Earth, it's like a sci-fi movie.
Sci-fi horror. You don't think it's horrific that you get caught in a web and then the spider eats you and shit? That's fucking
sci-fi
horror.
panic movie, no?
Sci-fi horror. It's horror.
Is it them horror movie?
I would say them is sci-fi first, horror second. Suspense, all that. It's all of it. How is it not horror? It's fucking giant ants trying to destroy the earth or whatever, or town, whatever it is.
Okay, if giant ants attacking people is horror movie, so is Godzilla horror movie?
I would say there's elements of horror in certain Godzilla movies. Other Godzilla movies are very goofy. We should we should have an episode on just Godzilla because some people have suggested that topic. Multiple people.
Really?
Yeah, we should do a whole. But I think there are absolutely horror elements. It's a horror concept because it's based on man's folly that they create this monster through the nuclear energy. That's a horror sci-fi.
It's a monster movie.
Monsters are horror. Some others are goofier and more action-oriented or more comedy or
we talk about
fantasy.
The Godzilla, then yes, another
I would
episode,
absolutely say that the first Godzilla movie has horror elements. I would absolutely say Godzilla -1 has horror elements.
Well, the original one, it's like the radiation or nuclear thing.
Yeah.
But things kind of shifted, become comical comedy. Yeah. And then 1998. That was like that's like a lizard, big lizard.
Well, he just fucking Roland Emmerich or whatever. He just wanted to make like Jurassic Park disguised as a fucking Godzilla movie.
Yeah,
all the raptors because it lays the eggs. We'll talk about this on the actual Godzilla episode.
Okay,
but yeah, fuck that shit. Okay. But there are other ones that are masterpieces. This is my personal belief. Yes, Godzilla has horror elements. Is it straight horror, only horror? No, it's a mixture. It's got everything. It got a little bit of everything. Because you don't think it's horrific if you're fucking sitting there in the town, you're hanging out, you're in Central Park, you're like, yeah, this is cool, and you start walking, and all of a sudden the buildings are being destroyed and some fucking huge monsters that's horror.
Is it a psycho horror movie?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Psycho is the prototype for fucking. That's why you have all the shower scenes. I mean, every fucking woman's. Yeah. Peeping Tom. You ever see that one?
Peeping Tom. That's a horror movie.
I would say that's a fucking horror movie. Yeah, that's a proto slasher. The guy's filming people dying and as he cuts them to death and stabs them.
That's
Press
better than just horror movie. I mean, It's like a psychological. And then I thought that was amazing. Filming, killing, and it's a movie.
And isn't that the one where the mirror is on there so they see themselves die? He mounts the mirror on top of the camera.
I'm
pretty
remember,
sure that's
but
the same thing. So they are seeing themselves
himself,
die as he films them and he
that's
kills them.
amazing concept.
Michael Powell.
Michael Powell.
Yeah, that's not to get too off topic, but they're amazing. Recently these years I've been watching like Red Shoes,
right,
Black Narcissus, Colonel Blimp. Like they have some fucking masterpieces.
I know they're just amazing, and I saw it in film class.
Yeah. Peeping Tom.
Peeping Tom.
Great fucking movie. Let's see what else. Horror movies. You know what? I'll look at my letterbox because I have so many that I watch. Let's see if you recognize any. I'll just look at the ones that I watched in January when we're recording this. So let's go to the beginning, and I'll tell you any horror movie, and you tell me if you've seen it. Xtro from 1982.
No.
It's a cool horror sci-fi movie where it's like a psychedelic opening where some fucking space things happen and this father disappears. And then later on, when this kid is grown up, he sees his father disappear.
Tried to see it once, but I couldn't see it.
There's a scene where the fucking mom is like gets pregnant and then she has a birth, and she births out the fucking dad. Like fully formed.
God.
Like his head is like, it's crazy. It's fucking crazy.
No, thank you. No, I didn't see it.
Really? I like it. There was good special effects in it. And it's weirder than Blood Feast by Herschel Gordon Lewis.
No.
I rewatched that recently.
Oh my God, you crazy.
Why? So the reason I rewatched that is because Sean Baker, who did Anora. You see Anora?
No.
Fucking Anora is really good.
Okay.
Did you like the Florida Project?
I didn't like it.
All right, well then you won't like it. Shit, man. Well, Sean Baker on the Criterion Channel, they released like a 20-minute interview that he did when he was younger with Herschel Gordon Lewis. And Herschel Gordon Lewis is really interesting because he didn't really care about the content of his horror movies. He cared about marketing horror movies and making money through horror movies. And so when he did Blood Feast, he realized that he could make a very cheap movie and people will come and talk about it if they put excessive gore in. So it's one of the first gore films. And it's fucking good. It's like about and it's related to your first movie, Yuki. Blood Diner is like a semi-sequel to Blood Feast.
Oh.
It's got the Egyptian thing going on and all that.
I'm sorry, it's not my thing. It's crazy.
Well, Herschel Gordon Lewis is an interesting guy, and he did a lot of crazy shit. Smile 2.
Oh no, I didn't even see Smile 1.
Smile 1, not so good. Okay. Smile 2, way better.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's unusual though, huh?
It was so weird because I didn't even want to watch it, and Liz is like, no, I'm hearing that this one's really good or whatever. Fucking good. There's some crazy shit in the movie, and the acting's good. Jack Nicholson's son is in it, or maybe grandson. I don't know. It's really good. You haven't seen any of these?
No.
Let's see.
I didn't even like Saw 1.
No, I didn't really. I mean, I liked it. It was clever and everything, but this movie, this is interesting.
Yeah.
This is experimental.
Uh-huh.
It's a YouTube video, but it's a feature length. It's called The Oldest View, and it's related to the back rooms. You know what the back rooms are?
No.
There's this kid. He maybe when he started, he was like 15, 16. His name is Kane Pixels. I don't know what his real name is. He put out these things called the back rooms where you get trapped. Actually, it's what we did for our first thing. Remember when you got trapped in the back rooms and you were walking around saying, "Where am I? I'm lost." And all that.
Yeah.
It's based on that. So he made a semi-related sequel to the back rooms called The Oldest View. And it's on YouTube. It's free, and it's fucking intense. This kid finds these stairs in the middle of the woods that go all the way down, like really deep into the earth. And when he gets to the bottom, there's a mall there that's abandoned, just like an abandoned shopping mall. No people, no music, no nothing.
Oh, just like you made. Huh.
Yes, it was based on. And then he goes deeper into the mall, and then he starts to hear music, and things start to happen. I'll just put it that way. It's fucking intense. It gets really intense.
So what is he doing now? He's became a filmmaker?
Yes, the A24 is making a Backrooms movie with him.
Oh.
Yeah, so good for him, right? I mean, he fucking did it. Let's see, Yuki. Let's see. Okay, Slime City from 1988.
No.
A very good melt movie. Like, you know, people melting, and there's a good reason why they're melting, because the guy's drinking this fucking stuff, and it's the souls
Just
of other
like
people.
John Travolta's Devil's Rain.
Yes, it's not the same, but the melt, yes, the melting aspects are there. And then finally, this movie called One Dark Night.
No.
It's directed by Tom McLaughlin, who did the Jason Friday the 13th Part 6, starring Meg Tilly, and some other, I forgot who the other actor is. Really good. Really good. It's like she goes into a mausoleum as a dare and has to stay the night, and then it turns out the mausoleum is haunted with all the bodies.
Never even heard it.
I've just been like kind of going through Tubi and watching movies that are on there that I've heard of from directors that I like, and just seeing, you know, if either I've seen it when I was younger and I didn't remember it, or you know, so I've been finding all these kind of like.
I know Tubi has so many movies, and then I haven't even heard, and then I try to watch it, and then I mean, it's my taste, and then 10 minutes I didn't like it, and then it's just
that's fair enough. I've turned off countless movies where I'm like, I know this isn't going to be for me.
Yeah.
And I don't even log those things because, you know, I don't want to fucking be disparaging other people's art and shit online. Maybe some people like it, maybe some people don't. But I only really give nowadays something a little bit of time, and if I'm not into it, it's over.
I'm not disrespecting, you know, B movie or cheap movie, low budget. I mean, I don't see that, you know, there's a good low budget movie, independent, bad $200 million movie. But is that something we went to film school? So it's always like, okay, Exorcist is a good movie. You know, Psycho is a good movie. But those, you know, B, C, cheap horror movies, like, what the heck?
Well, sometimes I like to put them on in the background when I'm working and not even watch them. Like, it's almost like music. You know, you put on music when you work. I put on a movie. I go to my desk and I'm working, and every once in a while I'll look up and be like, oh, that looks cool. What is that? Whoa, whoa, whoa. And if it looks really good, I'll rewind it and actually watch it. Sometimes it's just ambiance in the background, and I'll never revisit it. It's just there as like kind of like music. Visuals, you know, you can look up, you see a little monster, you go, oh, that's cool, and then it's over, you know. I like that shit. Okay, Yuki, let's talk about movies that you think are horror movies that are masterpieces. Like what, besides Exorcist, Psycho, Alien, what else? Any that come to mind?
Horror movie.
Yeah, horror movie.
Then we talked about the, you know, Onibaba, Kwaidan.
Yup.
Those are good. And then I wouldn't say A, but I thought Grudge is a good horror movie.
The fucking
First
original.
one,
Yeah,
original
the
one.
original Grudge is scary.
Yeah, scary.
What about The Ring? Do you like the original Ring?
No,
No?
I didn't do a Ring. No,
What about the American remake?
no, neither.
Neither. But the Grudge is
Grudge is
makes that noise.
Actually, I Grudge remake.
Sarah Michelle Gellar. Yeah.
The shooting in Tokyo, right? I met the producer. You know, I was interviewing for the job, and then the producer didn't like me. He thought if he hires me, he thought I would take over his position. So I knew he wouldn't like me.
He held a grudge.
Yeah, he held me. So he didn't hire me. So I did the Land of the Lost instead.
Okay. Well, hey, I think you made out in that more than the other guy because the remake of The Grudge,
Yeah,
but the originals were
because some people, when you hire, because if I was always told like, Yuki, the key is if you want to be good, you always should hire somebody better than you.
Sure, and then they make you
Then
look
make
better.
you look good, right?
Yeah.
But many people, they are so afraid of hiring better than them because they kind of scared, like, oh my God, if I hire him, he may take over, you
Right.
know. So scared. So when he was interviewing me, I knew he wouldn't hire me because it shows, during the interview, like, oh my God, don't worry
He's an
about
insecure
it.
motherfucker.
Yeah, insecure, it showed. So that's why, I didn't do the remake Grudge.
Oh, that's sad. But you know what? Land of the Lost, man. I like Land of the Lost with the slee stacks and all that.
Yeah, remake.
Yeah. What other horror movies, Yuki? Come on, you got some, right? No.
But let's see. Is that the Harakiri horror movie?
That one I wouldn't consider a horror movie. That one I consider like a suspense drama, thriller elements, but
Not the horror.
that one I wouldn't say is horror. That one's more.
So horror is.
It's haunting,
no,
but I wouldn't say it's a horror.
Horror is. What makes movie horror movie?
It depends. You could have psychological horror,
Right.
right? But I don't think Harakiri goes there because it bases on more of the revenge plot and his what his plot is and all that stuff and his plan and going back. So it's not like a horror movie because he kind of wins, right? In the end. Well, I just spoiled it. Fuck. But horror is like monsters.
You have to see blood.
You don't have to. No, there's a lot of
Right,
blood.
like a Godzilla, you don't see the blood.
Yeah, there's a lot of bloodless horror movies. I don't think you see much blood in The Exorcist, do you? Maybe that one scene where she stabs her vagina with the crucifix did some blood, but it's kind of a bloodless movie. Psycho,
Okay,
you barely see
horror,
blood.
it's nothing to do with seeing the red blood. Then okay.
No, yeah, I don't know, man. It's like you just have the feeling when you're watching it, like what is horror and what's not horror. Sometimes suspense and thrillers are not horror, but they're
Dress to Kill. Is that the horror movie?
that borders on the line, I would say. That one though is more psychological drama thriller. But there are horror elements with the murders and stuff.
What about that one? What's House on
Haunted Hill?
Yeah,
Fucking horror.
But that one we don't see the blood.
No, you don't need to see blood, but there are that one scene with the fucking lady in the basement when she goes and she like floats by. That's scary as fuck.
Have you seen the original one?
Yeah, with Vincent Price.
Is that Vincent Price?
House on Haunted Hill, directed by William Castle.
No, the one with.
Oh, you're talking about The Haunting.
Oh, okay.
The Haunting is definitely a horror movie.
Okay.
That's Robert Wise.
Robert Wise, yeah.
Russ Tamblyn.
Right.
That one is fucking horror to the max, man. And that one, you don't see nothing. All you would do is hear shit.
Right. That's scary, right?
Scary as hell.
Yeah.
Because sometimes the scariest shit is what you don't see and what you think you're going to see.
Right.
And sometimes you're like, oh my God, what is that?
Well,
What is
then
that
how
noise?
about Gaslight? Is that horror or some more psychological?
I would say Gaslight is more of a psychological thing.
But it's still scary, though.
It's very scary. In fact, one of the scariest things in the world is somebody that's close to you who is actually betraying you and actively fucking with you in your life.
Right.
So it's horrific, but I wouldn't say that one's horror. That's more, to me, if I had to define Gaslight, it would be like a thriller
now, is that the
mystery.
word gaslighting is in the dictionary?
Yes, and some people don't accept that gaslight comes from that play.
Yeah.
That's what the term is. People think it's like
Right?
a new
That's
term. No, that's a term from fucking when that play was written back in the
Oh,
early
you gaslighting
21st.
me.
Yeah. Yeah, you're gaslighting me. That's from that fucking movie and that
So
play.
it's in the dictionary. So gaslighting became the word, the real word.
A real
Okay.
phrase and word, and
Yes.
people do it. People gaslight you all the time. People love to gaslight other people. I don't know why the fuck they do. Bored motherfuckers, scum fuck motherfuckers. King Kong, not a horror movie.
No, not horror movie. No.
But it's got elements of like sci-fi with the
Are you talking about the original one?
Yeah.
Or a remake?
It's got like the dinosaurs and the big spiders and
right.
shit or whatever on Monster Island.
That's monster movie then.
Monster movies, but monster movies can be horror movies, right? No?
Okay, then Universal movie, a horror movie?
Yeah.
Frankenstein.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Mummy.
Yes.
Dracula.
Creature from the Brown Lagoon.
Right.
Invisible Man
Right.
is probably the least horrific of all of them, but he is a fucking monster because he's crazy and
Yeah, because these movies, we don't see blood, right?
Never.
But-
those are the classics. I have the box set, the Universal box set.
Oh,
I love
really?
them so much. I love them. Even Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. That's like my favorite shit. I love that fucking movie.
Somebody's remaking Frankenstein, right?
Guillermo del Toro
Oh, yeah,
is doing it, and I'm sort of okay with that because I thought his Pinocchio was really good.
Oh.
He did a stop motion animation Pinocchio, and there was elements added that were really great. And if a guy like that's going to retell the story, I'd rather him than some.
Now, it's the Shape of the Water horror movie?
No.
It's
a gothic romance.
I thought that was a remake of
Sci-fi
Splash.
romance. Yeah, it's a remake of Splash with more fucking. They fuck more in Shape of Water, The shape of her vagina was shifted by whatever that monster dick was like. Let's see here. What about did you ever see this movie Deranged?
No.
1974. It's an Ed Gein movie, and the guy who stars in it is the shovel man from Home Alone. You know the shovel psycho from Home Alone? But who ends up not being a psycho and helps Kevin at the end? He stars as a Ed Gein type.
Oh.
And it's a fucking really, really super underrated horror movie from the 70s.
I've never seen it.
Produced by Bob Clark, but I think he took his name
Bob
off.
Clark, that
Yeah.
what was that? Porky's.
Porky's. Christmas Story.
Yeah.
Porky's is a horror movie.
Porky's a horror movie?
Porky's is fucking straight up horror, man. You know how racist and anti-Semitic is? I still love it, but it is a horror.
And then there's a shower scene, of course.
Oh, yeah, they got it. Yeah, Porky's is horror, for sure. When she grabs his dick through the hole, that's horrific. Let's see what else I got in here. I mean, I like a lot of shot on video stuff. I don't know. I don't think you're into that kind of stuff, but I love that. I love regional horror films. Yeah, of course, I always talk about Splatter Farm. I think that's a really good movie that some kids made. These fucking 18-year-old kids made this movie. 4 cast members, and it got distribution in video stores. It's funny and good, and it has some horrific scenes.
How about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Fucking A+ horror, A+ horror, and probably right up there, equal with The Exorcist as the greatest horror movie ever made. Right?
That's the house is scary though, huh? Crazy. Huh?
Did you see that in theaters?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
You saw the Texas Chainsaw Massacre in movie theaters.
Yeah.
What was the audience like there?
Wow. It's really, it's scary.
Oh my God. What other classic horror movies did you see in the theaters?
Jeepers Keepers.
You know about that though, right? You know why that's
director?
a problem? Yeah.
The child molester.
Yeah, that's why you can't really. I mean, sadly, Jeepers Creepers is a good movie.
Yeah, and then what happened? The other one, like a white character.
Powder.
Yeah.
I fucking hate Powder. I hate that movie.
And then what happened? He disappeared? He went to jail?
No, he's fucking directed 3 Jeepers Creepers movies. He's fucking still working, probably. Nobody gives a fuck. It's weird.
I thought that he kind of disappeared from the industry. No? Because
I mean, no, he up until When was the third Jeepers Creepers movie? Like 4 years ago? He's still doing it.
Oh.
Yeah.
And the powder is like a bunch of kids in the movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Fucked up, man. And, it's like they'll cancel Louis C.K. for consensually jerking off in front of a couple of women who then later on said that he, whatever, some bullshit and it was uncomfortable. But then a fucking child molester, they let him keep working. It's fucking bullshit.
It's a bullshit, huh?
It's fucking bullshit. I mean, literally fucking child. That's fuck that shit.
Hollywood.
Hollywood nightmares. You know what I think is like a horror movie, but people wouldn't categorize it as a horror movie, but I think it's totally a horror movie?
Yeah.
Jacob's Ladder.
Oh, the Tim
Robbins.
Tim Robbins?
Directed by Adrian Lin. Super fucking creepy. But in the end it's not, because there's reasons that it's not, but it is. It is. There's fucking demons in that movie that are some of the most scary depictions of demons I've ever seen.
How about have you seen Altered State?
Altered States? I love Altered States. I would consider that
horror movie.
Horror sci-fi, yeah. He goes into the mind of fucking ancient man and comes back out as a beast and stalks the city and shit. That one image of the fucking goat with all the eyes on the crucifix.
Right.
That is
that's
one of
Ken Russell?
Ken Russell. Written by Patty Tchaikovsky, who
oh my
wrote
God, the
Network,
the
The Hospital.
Yeah.
He sort of disowned the movie.
Oh, really?
He didn't really like what Ken Russell was doing, apparently.
Oh.
And may have even taken his name off.
Oh, really?
Well, or he wrote the novel, Patty Tchaikovsky, and then somebody adapted his novel for the movie, and then he didn't like what it was done.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I love that movie. The visuals in that movie are fucking sick.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, and then what was that? William Hurt.
William Hurt. Yeah. That's a great one. Let's see what else we got here as far as horror movies. I got a whole fucking list of these things, and some of them are obvious, but others aren't so obvious. Candyman. You ever see Candyman?
Oh, first one only.
You didn't like it?
No, I didn't like it.
I loved it. Philip Glass's score. Virginia Madison is great in it. Fucking Tony Todd. And it's a freaky fucking movie, especially when that whole scene, they don't really show anything, but they describe what happened where the hand comes out of the toilet and rips the kid apart and stuff. I think it's a really well-made movie, and it stuck with me over the years. And I've never looked into the mirror and said Candyman 5 times. I wouldn't do that shit, Yuki.
How about Carrie, The Shining?
Carrie's A+, The Shining's A+. Did you know, sadly, this sucks, that the fucking high school where they shot Carrie burned down in the fucking LA fires?
Really?
Yeah. That's crazy, right?
That's, so just like a movie.
Yeah, that's the weirdest thing. It's like the fucking movie, right? That's fucking scary.
How did you know, though? Did you hear the news?
I was watching the news when it was happening. I mean, I was like fucking blown away that was. I mean, it's still kind of going on, right? It's
still another fire started last week.
Jesus Christ, it's fucking insane. I mean, yeah, that was affecting me because I was like, when I lived in LA, it was always so far away when they would say the wildfires or this and that. But honestly, that fucking one that happened in the Hollywood Hills was less than a mile from where I lived.
Wow.
So to start thinking about like how close to home it could be, and then, you know, my situation last year with Liz and how we had our fire really started to affect me. And I mean, a whole fucking city's gone essentially.
Yeah.
The Pacific Palisades is gone. It's fucking sad. And this is, you know, I felt like weird doing this, but I'm doing it. Is anything on my Bandcamp that people buy, like no matter what, is all going towards the LA wildfire relief for the foreseeable future. I mean, I'm just like anything, because people have actually month to month buy some songs and stuff from my Bandcamp, and I said, you know, I could donate as much as possible and match whatever people do. So say I get like you know, $50, $70 a month, I'll match that and donate it all to the wildfires until, I don't know, probably the whole year, maybe longer. Just because it really started to hit me. People helped me when I had the fire. You know, we had the GoFundMe and stuff like that. And that was like a horror fucking movie come to life, losing 90% of your belongings. So now, you know, that me and Liz are luckily like kind of slowly rebuilding, and we're lucky to be in this basement with where my parents like allowed us to, you know, sort of rebuild. I want to give back something. I mean,
that's very nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I just to hold people, because this is the thing in this day and age, is like you do a nice thing and then people are like, oh, you know, they all gotta fucking talk shit or whatever. Like, you know, if you say that you donate to the St. Jude's Children's Hospital,
okay,
people talk shit.
So when you know I know you, but let's say someone I know had a fire.
Yeah.
Well, last year happened to be you, but okay. So when that's okay, you know, a friend of mine got a fire, and then you know, and then help.
Yeah.
And then nobody
helps.
Help, right?
Yeah.
Then this LA fire happened. Then hey, you know, my friend so and so lost everything. Like they didn't help me for you, so am I supposed to help?
I see what
you
you're saying.
for him? I mean, see, that's very difficult.
It's so complicated with these. I before I had the GoFundMe, and it was made for me. I never wanted it, but when we finally got it, I realized it was very helpful because I mean we lost almost everything.
Right.
And even though I'm not scoffing at what we made, it doesn't even cover what we lost.
Right,
I mean, it's only something that we can maybe, once we get off back on our feet, could then buy a couple of pieces of furniture and, you know, maybe just little things we need around the house. But, you know, I was grateful, but I also understand that people look at those things and think scam, because there are a lot of scammers out there. There are people I know who make on my Facebook feed who make fucking GoFundMes every week, and they're like, I need groceries. It's like, get a job, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, you know, some people are just using it as a crutch or a lie or whatever. So I get why people don't do it. But in a circumstance like this, in the LA fires, I mean, it's obvious that it's happened and people need the help. And there are places that are reputable charities and reputable places that it's real. It's not going to waste by donating. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes when an individual does it...
Right, but individually, like when I ask, you didn't help. Am I supposed to help this time? Because... okay.
I would say yes to certain things. Like, is it a general thing? Are you speaking about one specific...
Okay, so when I ask nobody, I wasn't angry.
Right.
Okay, maybe you know me, but you don't know you.
Right.
So so you didn't, and I wasn't angry.
Right.
I understand that you didn't know, because for you, you're my friend, but
not mine.
John is nobody.
I see. So no, I've seen 1,000 GoFundMes come and go throughout my years on the internet, and I didn't help at all because I didn't know who they were. I didn't know what it was about. I didn't know if it was a scam or if it was real or this and that and the other thing. But at the same time, I don't want to toot my asshole, but I used to donate to the fucking St. Jude's Children's Hospital when I was making good money. So I felt like I was giving back to an organization that I felt was reputable, as opposed to individuals who might be scamming. You never know.
Because, even sometimes, like, remember long time ago, there was a scandal like Red Cross?
Yeah.
That the head of the Red Cross was pocketing and then those donating money.
Right. I heard that the Red Cross isn't a great place to donate to because of that sort of thing.
Yeah, because, you donate the money, but you have no idea where this money goes.
Right.
And then that time,
right,
the head guy was...
That's why you got to do your research and figure it out, And I get why people wouldn't want to donate to my GoFundMe because they don't know who the fuck I am. luckily, I had enough great people in my friends' family, the people who watched The Last Drive-In, and the Trauma people that I was able, and Liz's friends, all of us, they all came together and helped us, and
So some of them, I told myself, I wasn't angry. You didn't donate because my friend, he was nobody to you.
Right.
So with the same reason, I'm not donating you. That's my attitude.
So what I would say is, if you do have a hankering to donate anywhere, do it to a general cause. Do it to
right. That's something maybe different
because they may benefit from that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But then again, if these people lost everything, Yuki, it's.
But I mean, it's a realistically like, okay, you lost everything, but my help doesn't get you everything back.
No, it doesn't, and that's the thing that people like. I don't want to say anything specific, but some people, when they were talking to me, implied that somehow I made like a lot of money with that GoFundMe. It's like after taxes and after everything, it's fucking barely even covers what we lost. And people viewing it as like a cash out situation. It's fucking insane. Like I would fucking give all the money in the world to just go back to normal and not take any of it. And it's like I'm not ungrateful that we have it, but it doesn't cover even a tenth of what we lost.
I heard some rich people get richer because of the fire.
Well, if you have great insurance and stuff.
Well, I heard Lady Gaga. She lost everything, but she had the insurance.
Yeah.
She's getting $280 million.
What the fuck? Shit. Well, my situation's mad complicated. And
right, because, whatever she lost everything, it wasn't the $280 million.
Wow.
But she must have a great
That's a good policy.
insurance. Yeah, good policy.
That's fucking space insurance. I mean, fucking out of space.
But those, the general stuff, you can buy it again. But some of like a trophy or a photograph, and then many things you can't even replace.
Priceless. You can't replace them. It's something that we'll be living with for a very long time, and it comes and goes when I'll sit there and I go, oh, I have that thing. Oh shit, I don't have that anymore. Oh, I have that. No, I don't have that anymore. So it's the things that I think that I still own, or things that I think that I can go and find, and no, it's all gone.
Are you thinking getting everything back, or no? Right?
Some things is irreplaceable to both me and Liz. In fact, the other day it was quite sad. We've been slowly cleaning the things that we put in storage from the fire, and Liz opened up one of the bins where she kept all of like a lot of important stuff, and it was fucking covered in mold, and she had to throw out a lot of stuff, and it was really sad because it's like even these many months later, after, we're still being affected by this fucking shit.
Oh.
And hey, we'll get over it because luckily we have a support system. And our next goal is, to fucking hopefully get a house or something that's not city living. Like, we're over city living because landlords don't give a fuck most of the time. Landlords are fucking pieces of shit. And it's more, like, I don't know. It's very complicated. But, we have a goal in mind, and it's going to take us a while.
No, for example, like, let's say you had this CD.
That's
DVD,
gone. I mean,
then you buy same.
I might replace some of it. I mean, I did replace two things that were very important to me. There were two things that I just love as pieces that, to me, I wanted to put back to normal. So I had those things that I loved. But other than that, like, my entire library of DVDs and Blu-rays and vinyl and all that shit is gone. Like, maybe a few VHS tapes because they were in my actual room. But in the living room, the whole place was decimated. I mean, the fucking whole place.
But you're not thinking of getting all the same DVD back.
Not now. I mean, I'm saving up to move on from my life. I mean, 10 years from now, if I'm comfortable again and I have
but different time these days, you can pretty much, I wouldn't say everything, but
no, you can. I mean,
you can.
I didn't have
streaming,
anything,
right?
Oh yeah, you can stream, but I didn't have anything that. I mean, it was a fucking 30-year collection.
Oh,
since the dawn of DVDs. I mean, I've been, and actually the dawn. I have VHS from when I was a kid. Like all those things are fucking gone, and that's just one piece of the puzzle of the things that we lost. I mean, personal papers, all kinds of pictures. You know, it's you can't even calculate in dollars what it's like when you go through something like this. And the thing that I'm most grateful for is obviously our support system and the people who helped us, and the fact that Liz was super strong throughout it. She didn't, like, you know how some people might just fucking lose their shit and break down and shut down and not be able to move on. Liz was so strong. She fucking helped me because I was starting to get a little dark and be like, this is fucking bullshit, of course. And then her, like, strength helped me move on and be like, no, we have to do this. This is our life now. We have to figure it out. We have to do our shit. So talking about horror movies became a fucking therapy session about fucking the fire. But you know what? That's part of it. Like, that's part of it. Like, you maybe sometimes, and not to be too I don't know, philosophical about it, but sometimes horror movies prepare you for bad things in your life, and you know, you can take lessons from not just horror but art or other people's examples. And also, if I didn't have these movies that I was watching and stuff, it would be hard to cope. Like, I watch these movies and stuff so I fucking forget about the fucking reality of my current situation. And thank God
So
I have
it's like
that.
a movie, like escape from the reality then.
Escape from reality. Yes, it is. But that's like not a horror movie. That's kind of a soothing film.
So the fire movie is kind of horror movie.
To me, yeah, like Backdraft. Right?
Yeah.
Backdraft has horror elements. That shit is fucking scary. There's a dude, an arsonist, lighting fires in order because he like fucking thinks it's great. But that's not great when people lose their fucking lives and their belongings. Sucks.
Towering Inferno.
I would say that's more of an adventure suspense, but there are horror elements. I mean, fucking shit, man. Fire is scary. Fire is fucking frightening. That is some scary shit. And it's like out of control.
You know, I remember that Robert Wagner and then secretary, they didn't know that when they realized it was too late.
Yep.
That's really scary.
That's fucking scary. And sometimes I sit there thinking, like, if I was home, what if it happened late at night and I was trapped and fuck, you know? So I'm grateful. I mean, I've really started to come to terms with what happened and to say, you know, we're only here for a small amount of time on this earth, and to start to stop thinking about the past and the future and start to think about the present time and what we have around us, how we can keep our happiness going and how we could work to make something better for us down the line. And that's really sort of helped me psychologically.
You can never take lightly like a natural never, right? I mean, like a fire or tsunami, even you think, oh, it's not coming, it's not. No, when you realize it's too late.
Oh my God, to imagine, like, and some people, you know, they don't listen,
right?
So in these things of like, oh, I'm gonna stay, fuck that shit. And then all of a sudden you're in the middle of like a blaze or a hurricane or something like that, and then you're like, I should have fucking left. I should have listened to the fucking people when they told me. And that's fucking scary. That is fucking scary. So I don't know, man. You just got to be logical about stuff, and you have to clear away the negative thoughts because they can overwhelm you. Like, if I let the darkness take me over in this time, I could have fucking sunk into a pit of despair and never fucking gotten out of it. So I don't know if anybody's listening who's going through something like that. The best thing to do is to do the practical things first. Don't dwell in why me. Oh, I lost this thing. No, what do I have to do to make the situation better moving forward? What can I do to put my life back together? Take those steps. And that's helpful because that if you dwell on those things, that's a positive. But if you sit there and go, what did God put this fucking fire through my? No, you can't. That's an abyss. you'll never get out of that fucking abyss. Seriously. Because I was starting to go down it a little bit, and then I was like, no, wait, practical, logic, steps. So, and I'm still at the early stages. I mean, this is going to be a while until it's back to normal. But thankfully, I have people like you in my life who could sit here and have a therapy session.
Well, I mean, fortunately, I have never experienced that kind of stuff. So,
But all humans experience hardships and things like that. So I'm sure you've gone through moments in your life where you could have slipped into the abyss, essentially, and not come out. And you didn't. You somehow fought against that. And I think, this sounds maybe a little pretentious, but that's the only thing that you could do in those deepest, darkest moments is hold on to the positivity and what you can do to save yourself, essentially. That's what you grasp onto, not the fucking darkness. For real.
Be positive.
Be positive. But then watch horror movies and have a good time. And
That's true.
You can watch these movies and be like, thank God it's not me getting stabbed by a psychopath in a shower,
Yeah.
Well, any more thoughts about horror movies before we fucking move on to the next episode?
So horror movie is horror movie. The real horror is in our real life.
That's right. And there's no horror movie on earth ever made that could even touch the tip of the iceberg of the real horrors in real life.
So how scary, but as long as it's a movie, you enjoy it.
Right. Right. That's why if it's make-believe and some artist made this, even like The Exorcist, which still fucks my mind up psychologically, that's like nothing.
Right.
Compared
that's
to
nothing compared to your real life threat fire. Right.
Possibilities, so, yeah. So enjoy it. Enjoy art. Enjoy beautiful things. Enjoy being scared. You can cuddle up with your loved one and say, ooh, let's get together and hold each other. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or you can just beat off by yourself and watch fucking The Mutilator or something. All right, well, that was Horror Movies by Yuki and John.
John and Yuki.
We want to thank everyone.
Thank you.
Everybody who listens, subscribes, all that stuff.
Yes.
You can always order models from Yuki.
Yes.
Set models from the last drive-in.
Yes.
yukinorinakamura at AOL.com.
Yes.
Get it for your loved one on, Valentine's Day, Easter, 4th of July, anything.
Anything, yes.
And send some topics. We can talk about anything as well.
That's right. Send us any topics, yes.
All right, thanks. We'll see you next time at
the buffet.
the horror movie buffet.
Horror movie.
All right.
Yuki